what my missus said. I'm never going to get all that in there.
There you go. Use a bit of persuasion. Plenty, aren't you?
Yeah. That's right.
Is this the same size as this one in the roof?
Yeah, but we've got to put that and some.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've got to put that in between the joists.
Yeah.
And then 1 inch over the top of them, and then plasterboard.
Here's your man.
Where? Where?
There.
Well, early.
Yay!
Quick, quick, quick!
Keen.
I got 15 minutes.
Quick, quick, you got the time for a cup
We
of
are
coffee
actually just putting the kettle on.
Don't get close.
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Because every time I don't put the kettle on every 10 minutes, he complains.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never know anybody complains so much. You're always hot.
Oh,
We'll be back for it.
tea, how pretty.
I'm too fucking fat to be working in the heat.
Oh, it's good to eat good, mate.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, it just sweats it
No,
off.
Yeah.
See, I can't even find where my heart is.
We both need a bit of rendering.
Is that too much?
Yeah, we want to go that way. Cutting it off anyway.
Bit wet.
Right,
That do us?
yeah. Some people got 5, some people got 7. So a sheep, is that right?
Well, we've only got 5.
Make you nervous.
Yeah. Nearly hit you where the cop used to be.
Yeah. Well, you where it used to be.
It's like that old ram now, isn't it?
Eh?
It's like that old ram now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All fell off.
Yeah, all it does is just hang there and dribble.
Oh, God.
Not holding that stuff.
A good bloke would come and help us with this, wouldn't he?
He would.
Oh.
Hang on, you rung up. That's right. I got you, Andy. I got to do one end, can't I?
That's right.
We'll take the vegetation out.
Hang on, I got a plan.
Cutting plan.
Yeah.
Do that, we've got to carry it back out again.
No, I got a pair, I just got to find them.
That ain't no fun.
There's a pair of the tractor actually, thinking about it. So I'm pretty sure there's a set of bolt croppers in the tractor. There's a big set in the barn, but they're huge. So you cut off an inch nail with those things. The ones in the tractor, I reckon it'd be man enough for the job. So before anybody asks, no, there's no steel gone up in here yet. I know Tim has had the steel delivered, so the steel has arrived for this building. But Tim, being a fabricator, is making it all himself. And the last story I heard was one piece of steel that came in, something to do with the roof. It came in one piece, instead of being cut to what he wanted, it came in one piece, and he had a little bit of difficulty handling it and moving it around the yard. But as far as I'm aware, he's doing the fabrication, making all the legs, making all the roofs so it fits, and then once that's done, we've got to hire in a telehandler and go up. As far as I'm aware, 2 days and the steel should be up. That's not we're doing it in 2 days, that's it will take 2 days. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. Are you going to be man enough? I hope so. So if you're wondering why we're cutting sections out of our reinforcing steel, it's because this building, or the downstairs room, sorry about the wind, is being designed for an invalid or OAP or whatever else. The washroom is going to be a wet room, which means we have to sink the drainage into the floor, which means we have to pour that floor separately and fit a tray kind of in the floor. We can't do that through reinforced concrete. That smells. It's stinky.
Could do, shouldn't it?
I reckon.
In theory. You'll come right over, won't you? I'm sticking that bit here, yeah? Yeah. So I'll do the upstand in a minute.
How much was that a roll, that tape?
12 quid.
12 quid a roll?
Yeah.
Ouch. How many rolls do you have to have?
100.
He always was a comedian.
But you can't see where we put them.
No, out of sight.
No, we just...
Yeah, that was a secret.
Yeah. Right, you stuck it on there, Ian, don't let it flip up. If it flips over onto there, works. Right then, ladies. Ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
I thought you was barking at me then. As long as you don't try to dominate me. You wouldn't like that.
Alright, I'll stick a bit up that. We have to do it that way, because I don't want to blow the water out. If he's doing it up against the joint there.
Makes sense, yeah. You got to cut it?
Don't know what I do with Andy's knife. Yeah, take some of that.
Yeah. Was it a bit of waxing?
Yeah.
Actually, if I put some on your ass crack.
Not again.
Eh?
Not again.
Beautiful. A bolt cutters are here.
I'll cut that out while you bring another kitchen.
No flies on you, is it?
Might want some extensions on the handles.
You reckon? Well, you haven't got enough power in your arms.
Probably not. I'm old and feeble.
Has to be edge cutter, bolt cutters. That's for getting barbed wire and stuff out of me head.
Right, where did we say we were coming to? Here?
It was 4x5, wasn't it? 4 squares by 5?
Is it? Yeah. That's what we said.
Similar to that, wasn't it? I'm going to wait for the strain and the tracer explosion. Just as right then, we'll fetch a steel down because it's the easier job, isn't it?
You have to lift it right up here. Can't. You what? You have to lift it right up. Can't stack the policy.
Right, you safe where you were, Andy? Where have we got to go? They got to cross over?
We can go overlapping now.
Oh,
Beautiful. I'll have to not come back this way.
how much?
A square.
A whole square?
I do.
Don't go after her, what's name?
Teats.
That's over teats.
That's over teats.
That'll be the one. Finished our bit. I'm going to stand back before those things get launched halfway down there. Hang on.
It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Is it? You're trying to say you'd rather I bought you the bigger ones? There's a set down the barn that's nearly as tall as you. I did think they might be a bit overkill though.
You couldn't have brought them, could you?
Well, they're heavy. They'd have certainly been overkill for that bit. Do you want me to hold this up while you...
Yes.
Sorted. And not a skag or hole in sight? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not want that.
More
Lovely.
foliage.
More foliage.
Foliage.
We don't want none of that. How many sheets did you say we wanted?
We're going to have 10 square metres left over.
Well, because of the cuts. Well, Dave invited me to do a few more cuts on those sheets, but as I saw him almost give himself a prolapse with the little bolt cutters, I think I'll just have a look. I think I've got a slightly bigger set in here, blue ones. Maybe I'll have a go with them. In fairness, what he was cutting was 8mm, and there's only 2 sheets of 8mm. The rest of them are 6, so probably okay. But you know, they say, work smart, not hard. Yeah, come to daddy.
Forward. Got enough in here to bump start it.
That was a brilliant video. Did you see that? The boat started like...
You want me to put them back in then? You take them right out, is it? Oh right, no, there's a captive thing on the end. You don't take them right out, they just undo.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
put them back in if you don't want it.
Yeah, put them back in, I'll get some. Oh.
He definitely squeaked then.
Person that had them before you?
Yeah, no, I bought them new at somewhere or other. They've been used.
What's that, for your toenails?
Yeah, yeah. More like the wife's toenails, actually. So. I got off lightly there, didn't I?
Eh?
I got off lightly there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Can we hold that polythene back?
Yeah.
You know what, that was about as useful as a button on a sock.
Oh, it fell over. Mother.
Come over and do that.
Yeah, these can come down this way. Do you want those things going the other way?
It seems to be sort of cocked up in the middle there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So if you would cut those ones off the end there, you'd go back another 4 inches, wouldn't he? You won't be sat on top of them there.
Yeah. What's she doing? Is that thing still going?
Yeah, I can. Don't worry. It don't matter what you say or do. I edit. Cut the noise out of that, and actually just add a cow. Moo 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 moo. You know, or a cockerel or whatever. You just, you know.
What are we doing, man?
Well, we're gonna
Steel master. Unless we turn them the other way, so it bends down towards the. Cut some bits off, turn and flip them over, so it bends downhill.
Yeah, you might want to put these.
And then put them the other way round. Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
sagging
yeah.
in it, which is making that endless stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Out that way then. Don't fall over there. What?
Hat.
Harder than a snake's ass in a wheel rut. That was some fat cooking.
Snake belly in a wagon rut.
Yeah.
Cooking pot. Snake's ass in a cooking pot.
That was Good Morning Vietnam, wasn't it?
Good morning, Vietnam.
I forgot to record the bit of me using that, and there's no evidence now.
Nobody believe it.
Yeah.
Better, isn't it?
I think so. It's looking more like it now.
Alright.
Looking more like it now. It's your turn anyway.
I've done that.
Hey? Yes, I said, I've had a go, you've had a go.
Bugger. Well, I think I allowed 4 inches, so it can be that and won't take to it.
Yeah. Oh, that was a real one. Oh, that's better. I was just thinking about it, that was. It's warm. It is not as hot as it was yesterday, but it's heavy. Weather forecast man says we could possibly get a couple of thunderstorms later on today. I don't want that because it'll interfere with the build, but it might help us breathe tonight. Okay, so the guys have gone home. I'll bring you up to speed of where we are with the build. We are membraned out, so there's actually 2 sets of membrane in there. All you can see is the top one, but there's actually another one underneath. So you got the bottom membrane that sits on top of our sand, and then on top of that there is 100mm of this heavy foam floor insulation, which we'll also be using in the ceiling apparently, plus some more. Then we've got another membrane on top of that. On top of that we've got our reinforcing rebar for the steel. That tray over there is for the shower. We're going to have a wet room in that corner, and they're going to be putting a tray in there which has to be sunk into the floor for the drains and everything else, and because of our levels and our drains and everything else. So we're not going to be concreting that bit in the pour on Monday. That bit will have to be finished by hand once all the drains are in. So we haven't completed all the steel work. This last little bit has been deliberately left because we are also forecast potential 60% chance of heavy storms over the weekend. So the last thing we want to do is turn this into a big swimming pool before Monday, and then not being able to actually, you know, pour any concrete. So what we've done is left that end there, so it can, any water can actually drain away through the grain there. Fingers crossed, hopefully we don't get too much. And what Dave said was we got a great big, very powerful backpack blower. So what we might do is, if all else fails, we'll come in here with the blower and we'll blow it out. I mean, the worst case, last resort scenario, if it was got full of water in here, you might have to hit a block out and let it drain. We don't want to do that. But so there you go. That's where we are at the moment. Steel's in, the shuttering's in for the tray over there. 2 layers of membrane, 100mm of insulation to go in there. This will all be completed first thing Monday morning, because I think concrete comes at 8:30 in the morning. So we need to be ready. So that's it now. No more talking about building for a couple of days, because nothing else is happening until Monday, when the concrete lorry and the pump comes back again for 8 to 8:30 Monday morning. We're going to pour the slab, get that sorted out, and then that's it. The guys are going to be gone for a couple of weeks because they're going to go back to the job they were on to complete that. Basically, we wanted to get this bit done in the period of dry, stillish weather that we had. Basically get all the groundwork done. I think maybe once the slab's in, we might perhaps put a bit more of that stone around the outside. Maybe we'll do that. I've got to move a bit of that anyway, so the pump can come in Monday, I think. The other thing that we did actually start today was Andy started on the base for the retaining wall. So there was a little bit of a cock up with the levels on there because we didn't have quite enough concrete and we had to mess around with the levels. So we've had to actually level this up with some engineering blocks just to get everything spot on. That will be out of sight, invisible, because ground level is going to come kind of almost halfway up that block there. All that's going to be totally out of sight. You'll never even know it was there unless you watch this video. There you go. Right, that's it. So we are done for now. Progress.